Welcome back to Algebra 1. Please follow the rules of PEMDAS and simplify each of these. When you are simplifying in PEMDAS, you need to make sure that you recognize that these particular parentheses are just keeping track of negative numbers. There are no exponents. My next thing is multiplication or division from left to right. And so in this case, I end up with -7, but when I am subtracting that, it becomes positive. And plus a negative could just become negative. So this ends up being 23. In simplifying, I can have parentheses inside of parentheses, and in that case, I'm going to do the inside parentheses first, followed by what's on the outside parentheses. So that's going to end up being 120. Then a number in front, now it's times. So -3 times 120 is -360. And -1 minus 360 is going to be -361. I do have exponents here, and I have two sets of parentheses. These particular sets of parentheses, I start with the inside parentheses, that becomes 8. 13 minus 8 becomes 5. Now the parentheses are essentially gone. It's multiplication. Multiplication from left to right. 97 times 1 times 5 is going to be 485. Then, on the outside here, I do have exponents, and that exponent is -8. So I end up getting 477. Parentheses, well, I can't do these parentheses until I do the exponent. So this exponent becomes 1. 10 plus 1 is 11. 17 times 11 is going to be 187. Minus the negative is plus 4. So this becomes 191. So we will need to use the quadratic. So we will need to use PEMDAS in order to solve using the quadratic formula. This is the quadratic formula. I have it color-coded so that you can see A is the number in front of the x squared. It could be positive or negative. It goes into two locations. B is color-coded. It is the number in front of x, and it goes in two locations. C is the constant. It has one location, and the equation is always set up equal to 0. I always start with the fill-in-the-blank form of the equation. I just think it's a heck of a lot easier to make sure that you have parentheses around numbers that may be positive or negative, and not accidentally subtract or forget to square things. So I always want to make sure that I am taking a look at the quadratic formula in its filled out form. And I have my blank. I do need to come up with what are my three values of A, B, and C. So in this case, I'm going to have A is the number in front of x squared. It is 2. B can include a negative sign. Actually, all of these numbers can be negative. And C is the constant, and that's 3. Didn't change the color there. And C is 3. So where those go in here, I'm going to take a look at this equation, and I'm going, okay, the first part of the equation is minus B, so B is a -5. My second fill-in-the-blank is also a B, -5 again. Then I'm going to switch over to A for this point here. And actually this point down here is also A, with C being the last term here. When I simplify these, I simplify 4 terms first. I'm going to simplify whatever is the first term, the denominator term, and with the plus or minus, there's going to be 2 terms underneath the square root sign. So I make that line long enough to put 2 terms under it. Minus a negative 5 becomes 5. Denominator, 2 times 2 is 4. Negative 5 squared, be careful, it is always a positive number. And negative 4 times 2 times 8, that is minus 24. Simplify those 4 terms first. Now I'm going to simplify what's underneath the square root sign.